Yes, today is the 31st of July 2016, and this video is about a simple three-card spread. But first, let me tell you a little bit. I've been working on the tarot book and the tarotbook.com, and it's coming along. And yesterday I updated the site, the tarot book site, with 3 pages. One is the contents to give you an idea of everything that's going to be covered in a general kind of a way. And I also added gave you access to section 23, which is about the court cards, and also section 17, which is about using the rider deck and its advantages over other decks. You'll find there's a link on the page, but there's also links in the navigation at the top of the page. So take a look. The URL is www.the-tarot-book.com. And it's kind of an update, so you'll have an idea of what's going on with that, of what's happening with that. But today's video, a few days ago I watched a video on YouTube. It was about doing a simple 3-card spread for somebody's next 3 months. Right, so you pick 3 cards. The first card shows the next month. The second card shows the month following that one, and the third card shows the third month. Right, the one after the second month. So the presentation seemed reasonable enough, right? And the reader started talking about what next month is going to be like for the questioner based on the card that was chosen. And it was okay, but I found myself wondering, how do you know? How do you know that that's what's going to happen? How can you say what the future is going to be like if you don't know the present, right? Because the reader just began with 3 cards, and in the light of the first card, they spoke about what was going to happen. But if we don't know the starting point, I wonder, how can we know what the future is going, what kind of future is going to develop? And I don't think you can. And here's why, if you think about it. Let's say you've been in a relationship with somebody and you break up, okay, and it was quite upsetting. It was not what you wanted. And we've probably all been in a situation like that. And you know that if or when you're upset, maybe your standards drop and you kind of take anybody, right? Because being with somebody is better than being with nobody. Okay, so I think we've probably all been in a situation like that. So then let's say you meet somebody and you tell a friend you just met somebody who's fabulous, right? The ideal partner. And they say, are you sure? You know, you say, yes, of course I'm sure. But the friend thinks, okay, whoever this is, you're on the rebound, right? You've just been through an upset. So this person probably isn't as wonderful as you're making them out to be. Because sometimes we get a little bit desperate, right? And we make poor decisions, or we don't see straight. So the friend can know the future and how this relationship is likely going to develop because they know the present position. You know, they know you're on the rebound, and the friend isn't taken in by appearances. Okay, so in the same way, if you don't know the present position as shown by a card, I don't think you're really able to judge the future correctly. Maybe I should put this differently and say that if you don't know the present conditions, or if you do know the present conditions, you're in a much stronger position to talk accurately about the future. So if you pick 3 cards to describe the future in chronological order, and the first card is the Tower, and let's say it's reversed, then you're probably going to talk about unexpected upsets or disruption, you know, things going wrong, and that's okay, and that's probably it's fair enough. But you don't really know more than there are going to be upsets, and you can only guess at what kind of upset it's going to be because you, the reader, might think that the Tower will represent separation from a romantic partnership, but it could be something else that upsets the questioner. So it could be something they see on the news. So I'm in Canada, and we're connected. Well, we see a lot of what's going on in the US. So, the tower reverse for the future could be Donald Trump gets nominated to be president of the United States. And that you find worrying and upsetting. Or it could be the opposite, and it's Hillary Clinton being nominated, and you start to worry. Or it could be something else representing the tower reverse, and it could be Per Mertesacker injuring his knee in a pre-season friendly and being unable to play for 4 or 5 months. And this may not seem important to you, but if you support Arsenal Football Club, and you know that Mertesacker is a key member of the defence, right? And the football season is only 2 weeks away from beginning, and Arsenal don't have and probably won't be able to get a decent replacement. So the season hasn't begun yet, and you've already lost, right? As tends to happen with Arsenal. So this is upsetting and it's disruptive, and it's very important if you're an Arsenal supporter. And this could be the tower reversed. So the tower reverse shows upset, but we don't know what kind of upset. So it's kind of meaningless to say there will be upsets during the next month with the tower reverse, because there can be big and small upsets every day of every month, depending on your life, right? There could be traffic jams going to work, so you're late every day for a week. Or there can be construction that causes delays. And you know what it's like if you're stuck in construction. It produces bad temper, not just in you, but in other people. So you've got other people's anger to deal with as well. Or maybe you take the train and the trains are cancelled or they're overcrowded. Or recently, if you're trying to take a ferry to France from Dover and you get stuck in a traffic jam for 18 hours, that can be the tower reversed as well. So simply looking at a card for the future and talking about it, maybe it's okay and you can give an idea of the kind of thing that's going to happen, but you can't really be that specific. And I think when it comes to reading cards, and not just learning the tarot, I think we want to be specific as much as we can. On the other hand, if we know the present, if we know what the present position is, we can make more sense of the future. So if the card for the present position is the Three of Cups, okay, the 3 women celebrating and dancing, and next month is the Tower, then our relationship or relationships in general are going to go through a bad spell, right? The Tower, the Three of Cups followed by the Tower. So this can mean don't rely on other people. They may let you down, or they may be unable to do what they say they will. Or you may next month need to find new people who are going to be able to cooperate with you, or who want to cooperate with you. Or if we think it's the Tower showing things going wrong, then we've got relationships with the Three of Cups, then next month is going to be a time to reorganize relationships rather than give up on them, right? Because the Tower can be dismantle and reassemble rather than get rid of. Or if the present position is represented by the Two of Batons, right, the fellow on top of the Tower, you're building something. But with the Tower next month, watch out. It's a warning, because people are not going to be able to produce, right? So if you're building something and people can't produce, you need a plan B, right? You need an alternative, or work on, or have an alternative in place, so that if things go too far wrong, you've got something you can fall back on. And the disruption of the Tower won't be as bad. Or maybe the Tower, with the Two Batons followed by the Tower, is indicating that you're going to need to alter your direction. With the Two Batons, you're building something, you're going in a certain direction, but with the Tower, you need to alter it or change your course. And some planners, or people involved in planning, will often have you set what they call milestones. They're kind of intermediate goals that you reach or you don't reach, but it means that you can measure your progress, and that's always important. So with the tower coming up next after the two of battens, you may have to reset milestones because of unforeseen difficulties. Or the cards could come up the other way around. So if we reverse them and we've got the tower right now, then that shows current upsets. But with the Three of Cups coming up next for the first month, let's say, there's going to be an improvement in your relationships, an improvement in your emotional well-being, and so on. So you're going to be able to trust people again, and you're going to experience cooperation that may be lacking at the moment, but don't worry about it. Things are going to get better. Or maybe you've got the tower in the present and the two of battens in the future. Then you can know that next month, the problems that you're going through now with the tower are going to be resolved soon because it's next month. And you can start moving forward again and planning and having confidence in your projects and in the direction you want to go in. And maybe you've also, you're maybe, let's say you're going to be better off actually because of what you've learned from the upset in the present position. So I'm suggesting that rather than pick 3 cards of the future and just work with them one by one, if you're going to do a simple reading, try the 3-card past, present and future spread. There's a card for the present, normally the one in the middle, so you can know where you are. And with the card representing the past, you know where the present came from or how you got to here from there. And you can know where it's all going because you've got a card for the future. When you get 3 cards in this way related to each other, you can get an idea of the flow, if there is one, or the sequence, or what sort of development is going on. So with the tower followed by the 3 of Cups, things are getting better. So you can relax and enjoy life and enjoy your future. Or it could be the 3 of Cups followed by the tower. So things are going to get difficult, or they're going to get worse. So what do? Take precautions, or take measures for your own protection. 3 of Cups followed by the tower. And don't commit yourself to situations that are hard to change. Because with the tower, there will be upsets and you may want to get out of it. And this could be a simple thing, like let's say you've been thinking of getting a new smartphone, right? And you're thinking of signing up for, if you sign a 2-year contract, you get a free phone. And this seems like a good idea. But if you've got the 3 of Cups, let's say, in the tower, then make sure that if you want to break the contract before the 2 years are up, that you're not going to have to pay the full price. Right, because there can be penalties. And that's the kind of thing you would get, the type of development or progress or sequence you would get with the 3 of Cups and the tower. Things seem good, the 3 of Cups, but look out for unexpected or unforeseen difficulties. Okay, that's something about a simple 3-card spread, and that's it for the moment. So I hope to post a new video next week. So leave a comment if you want, or suggest a topic for discussion. But also take a look at the Tarot Book site and let me know if there's something I ought to be covering there that isn't already mentioned in the contents or on the contents page. The other thing is I will, over the next period, add kind of subheadings within each chapter. I'll give you some subheadings so you know how the chapter is going to be developed. That's it for the moment. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good week. We'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.